Good evening everyone, welcome to the official YouTube channel of Officers at 24/7. My name is Amanjyot and today we are going to discuss about the updated rules of KYC. So we know what is KYC, so today we are going to discuss about the KYC updated rule by Reserve Bank of India. So first of all, who gives this rules to us? So RBI gives this rules to us. Now what is KYC? KYC is simply your know your customer, in which a bank or financial institution have to fulfill a certain process of documentation for their customer to know their customer or to know about their customer. Okay, so first of all, this is the topic for us. This is the topic for today, in which we are going to discuss the KYC rules updation by Reserve Bank of India. What are the rules given by RBI right now? And next we are going to discuss certain MCQs which are related to our same topic. Okay, one second. So let's start with the first thing. If you are new to the channel Officer Adda 24/7, then do subscribe the channel and press the bell icon so that upcoming sessions notification will be given to you and you will not be able to miss any session on Officers Adda 24/7. Okay, now let's start the next updations. First of all the updations which we are going to discuss on KYC today is related to RBI Reserve Bank of India's master circulation of 2021. So RBI in 2021 has given a certain circulation, master direction, in which RBI said that we are doing certain amendment on KYC, or the related to KYC amendment will be done. Okay, so that particular master direction was all regulated entities which was regulated by Reserve Bank of India. So RBI, under the certain sections of your KYC, know your customer, has done a certain updations. Okay, so let's start with the first of all video based customer identification process, that is known as VCIP. So RBI, all the updations will be related to the RBI's master direction on updated KYC rules 2021. All the updations which we are going to discuss today, it says related to Reserve Bank of India's master direction on updated KYC rules in 2021. Okay, so do remember we are discussing RBI's master direction here. Now the first thing is RBI has given us that the video based customer identification process in an alternate method of customer identification with facial recognition and customer due diligence by an authorized official of the regulated entity by undertaking the seamless, secure, live, informed consent based audio visual interaction with the customer to obtain identification information which is required for the customer due diligence purpose and to ascertain the veracity of the information furnished by the customer through independent verification and maintaining audit trail of the process. So what RBI said here, that when we are talking about the video based customer identification process, RBI has said that it is an alternative method of customer identification with facial recognition and customer due diligence by an authorized official of the regulated entity. So the bank's official authorized person will do the video conferencing or will do the video based customer identification process with the customers. Okay, so this will be the facial recognition of the customer by which we are doing the KYC process. After that, it has said that by undertaking the seamless, secure, live and informed consent based audio and visual interaction with the customer to obtain the information which is required for the customer due diligence, okay, purpose, and ascertain that particular information by the information given by the customer, independent verification will be done and maintain the audit trail of the process will be there. Okay, next it has said that such processes compiling with prescribed standards and procedures shall be treated on par with face-to-face CPI. Okay, so it has said that this process will be compiled with prescribed standards and procedures shall be treated on par with the face-to-face customer identification process. So this is the updation which is RBI has given on the video based customer identification process. that it is an alternate method of the KYC. What is KYC? KYC is simply know your customer, in which we are collecting the documents of customer which is related or which is required to obtain the information of the customer. So KYC is simply know your customer. So whenever a bank or financial institution linking any person with their bank or financial institution, they have to know about their customer, and to know about their customer they required certain information about the customer, and to collect that information we perform the KYC process. So it was earlier done on the physical basis, that the customer will visit the branch, customer will physically give you the documents, and then you will do the KYC or document verification. Now it is also introduced eKYC process or video based customer identification process, in which with the video conferencing a customer and the authorized official of regulated entity will interact with each other, will do the information, will exchange the information in audio and visual interaction, and that will be valid for the KYC. Okay, so this is said by the Reserve Bank of India. Now RBI said that accounts both of deposit and borrower open using OTP based KYC. So RBI said second condition, that all the accounts which is related to deposit or borrower, it can be related to deposit account or it can be related to borrower account of a customer, which was opened using the OTP based eKYC, shall not be allowed more than 1 year unless identification as per the section 16 or as per the section 18 video based customer identification process is carried out. Okay, so first of all, it has said here that when we are talking about Reserve Bank of India's KYC guidelines, RBI said that any deposit account or any borrower account, if opened by using the OTP based KYC process, then this will not be allowed to continue this account for more than 1 year unless if the customer has done the VCIP process. Now what is VCIP? Video based customer identification process. Okay, if Aadhaar details are used under section 18, the process shall be followed in its entirely, including fresh Aadhaar OTP authentication. Okay, so this is the condition given for the deposits account and borrower account, which was started by using the OTP of eKYC process, right? So this is what RBI has said, that it will not be continue for more than 1 year unless you have done the video based customer identification process. And if the Aadhaar detail are used to continue this particular account, the process shall be followed in its entirely, including fresh Aadhaar OTP authentication. Then after 1 year, what you have to do, you have to give the entirely, including fresh Aadhaar OTP authentication you have to do. After that you can continue the account. Okay, this was the condition for deposit and borrower account. Next, the regulated entities may undertake VCIP to carry out. What are the things by which or for which we have to carry out the video based customer identification process? So customer due diligence in case of new customer, onboarding for individual customer, proprietors in case of proprietorship firm, authorized signatories and beneficiary owners in case of legal entity customers. For customer due diligence in case of any new customer on board, for individual customer, for proprietor, for proprietorship firm, for authorized signatories, for beneficiary offer owners and legal entity. For everyone we require the VCPI process for customer due diligence. Now provided that in case of CDD of a proprietorship firm, regulated entities shall also obtain the equivalent e-document of the activity proofs with respect to proprietorship firm as mentioned under section 28 apart from undertaking CDD of the proprietor. So it has said under the firm, which firm? A proprietorship firm, the regulated entity shall obtain the equivalent e-document. Okay, it means online documents which are the proof of the activity of this particular firm or with respect to the proprietorship firm. So whatever activities are performed by the proprietorship firm, that activity will be given to the regulated entities in form of electronic documents. Okay, and it is mentioned under the section 28 apart from the undertaking CDD of the proprietor. So you have to take the CDD, customer due diligence, you have to fulfill. After that you also require the e-document to as a proof for the activity of the activity performed by the firm. Next is conversion of existing accounts opened in non-face-to-face mode using Aadhaar OTP based eKYC authentication as per section 17. So it has said that those accounts which was opened in non-face-to-face mode, then that account will be continue only after using the Aadhaar OTP based eKYC authentication. Okay, then you can continue this account. Now updation, periodic updation of KYC for eligible customer is there. So it has said that you have to periodically update the KYC for all the eligible customer according to their risk. Now what are the risk categories? So regulated entities shall adopt a risk-based approach for periodic updation of KYC. However, periodic updation shall be carried out at least once in every 2 years for high-risk customer, once in every 8 years for medium-risk customer, once in every 10 years for low-risk customer, from the date of opening of the account or last KYC updation. So it has said that the updation or periodic updation of the KYC will be done by the regulated entities as per the risk-based approach. So the high-risk customer have to at least update their KYC once in every 2 years. Medium risk customer have to at least update their KYC once in every 8 years, and low risk customer should update their KYC once in every 10 years. Okay, and this 10 years or 8 years or 2 years duration will be counted from the date of opening of the account or last updation of the KYC. Okay, now policy in this regard shall be documented as part of regulated entities internal KYC policy duly approved by the board of directors of regulated entities or any committee of board to which power has been delegated. Okay, so what we are saying, that the policy in this regard shall be documented as the part of the regulated entity and internal KYC policy duly approved by the board of directors. It is mandatory of the regulated entities, okay, or any committee of board of directors or to which the power has been given. Delegated means the power has been given, the power has been transferred to another committee by the board, then they can also use these documents. Okay, next, what are the additional measures given by RBI for the regulated entities is that the KYC document for the customer as per the current CDD standards are available with them. So this is applicable if there is no change in customer information but the documents available with the regulated entities are not as per the current CDD standard. So first condition, RBI has said that there are every regulated entities, it means every banks and financial institutions have the current CDD standard given by RBI. It doesn't matter if the customer's information changed or not, but the documentation maintained by the customer, if not according to the recent CDD updations or standards, then they have to update the KYC according to the recent standards. Okay, so further, in case the validity of the CDD document available with the regulated entities has expired at the time of periodic updation of KYC, regulated entity shall undertake the KYC process equivalent to that applicable for onboarding a new customer. So what it's saying, and if in case the validity of the CDD document, that is customer due diligence document validity, has been expired at the time your periodic updation of KYC came. Let's say for example, I am a low risk customer for the bank and my periodic KYC updation is after at least once in 10 years. So when I went to the bank for the periodic updation of KYC, at that time the validity of the CDD document was expired. Then what a bank has to do, bank has to make as a new customer's KYC process to make my account continue. Okay, so bank has to perform the new customer's account KYC process. Second is saying customer's PAN details, if available with the regulated entities, is verified from the database of the issuing authority at the time of periodic updation of the KYC. When the bank has the PAN number of the customer, that is permanent account number, it is a 10-digit number. So then the regulated entity, it means the banks or financial institution, have to cross-check the database which was given by the issuing authority, so that when the PAN card is issued by the issuing authority and at the time of periodic updation of KYC, the bank or financial institution have to update that this is the registered PAN number on the customer's name. Okay, now an acknowledgement is provided to the customer mentoring the date of receipt of the relevant documents, including self-declaration from the customer for carrying out the periodic updation. Further, it shall be ensured that the information documents obtained from the customer at the time of periodic updation of KYC are promptly updated in the records database of the regulated entities, and an intimation mentioning the date of the updation of KYC if provided to the customer. So next thing has been said by RBI that acknowledgement will be provided to the customer, mentioning the date of receipt of the relevant document, whatever the document you have accepted, relevant receipt will be given. Then it will include the self-declaration from the customer for carrying out the periodic updation. So whenever you are carrying out the periodic updation from the customer side, then you have to have a self-declaration from the customer that he has done the periodic updation of the particular KYC. After that, it has said it shall be ensured that the information or documents obtained from the customer at the time of periodic updation of the KYC are promptly updated in the records and database of the regulated entities. So whenever you have done the periodic updation of the KYC, that document should be updated in your database, in the bank's database also. Okay, and intimation mentioning the date of updation of KYC details is provided to the customer, and the detail will be provided to the customer that on this date your KYC periodic updation will be done and these documents will be maintained by the bank's database. Okay, so this is the information will be given to the customer. Now next, it has said that in order to ensure customer convenience, the regulated entities may consider making available the facility of periodic updation of KYC at any branch in terms of their internal KYC policy duly approved by the board of directors or regulated entities or any committee of the board to which power has been delegated. So the next term, it has said that in the next measure, it has said that to ensure the customer convenience, that the customer do not face any kind of issue. So to ensure the customer convenience, the regulated entity may consider making available the facility of periodic updation of KYC at any branch. Okay, so that the customer do not have to go to the home branch only. So any branch in terms of their internal KYC policy duly approved by the board of directors of regulated entities or any committee to which the power has been transferred by the board of directors. So this should be maintained or this should be done by the regulated entities of RBI so that customer do not have to face any problem at the time of updation of the KYC. Now the regulated entity shall adopt a risk-based approach with respect to periodic updation. We have already discussed that 2 years, 8 years and 10 years, low, medium and high risk customer, you have to do the periodic updation to maintain the risk-based approach in the banking sector. Okay, so any additional and exceptional measures which otherwise are not mandated under the above instructions adopted by regulated entities, such as the requirement of obtaining recent photograph, requirement of physical presence of the customer, requirement of periodic updation of the KYC only in the branch of the regulated entity where account is maintained, a more frequent periodic of KYC updation than the minimum specified periodicity, etc. shall be clearly specified in the internal KYC policy duly approved by the board of directors or the committee to which the power has been submitted. So it has said that the regulated entity shall adopt a risk-based approach with respect to periodic updation of KYC, as we have already discussed, 10 years, 8 years and 2 years condition. Okay, after that it is saying that any additional or exceptional measures which otherwise are not mandated under the above instruction of the regulated entities given by RBI, okay, or adopted by the regulated entities, such as requirement of obtaining the recent photograph is mandatory, requirement of physical presence of the customer in the branch is mandatory, requirement of periodic updation of the KYC only in the branch of the regulated entity. Okay, so these are the conditions which was said. After that it has said that the regulated entity shall ensure that their internal KYC policy and processes on updation and periodic updation of KYC are transparent and adverse action against the customer should be avoided unless warranted by specific regulatory requirement. So it has said that the regulated entity shall ensure that their internal KYC process is very transparent, and if any adverse action against the customer they have to take, they can only take after it was said by the regulated entity or regulated bodies. Otherwise they cannot take any immediate or any action against the customer. Okay, so these are the additional measures which was given to the regulated entities of Reserve Bank of India in context of the updation of KYC. Okay, so now let's discuss certain questions on the same topic. The first question is asking who enlist guidelines on KYC updation. So whatever updations we have discussed till now in today's session, that was the master direction of RBI in 2021. These are the updations which were given by RBI in 2021. Now let me know who analyzed the guidelines on KYC updation. Is it Ministry of Finance? Is it RBI? Is it SEBI? Is it Ministry of Corporate Affairs? So who analyzed the guidelines which was given for the KYC updation? Also, those candidates who are live in the session, do like the session also and share with your friends and colleagues so that they will be also able to join the sessions. Now, what will be the right answer? Who gives us or who analyzed the guidelines on KYC updation? Sakshi is saying B, Hemant is saying B. Okay. So right answer is RBI. We have discussed as the master. We have already discussed the master circulation of RBI. So it is always RBI will give the KYC updation guidelines. Okay. Second is what is usually excluded from KYC updation exercise. So whenever we are doing the KYC updation exercise, then which of the following loan or credit facility is excluded? Now do make sure you are reading right, that it is excluded, not included. Always make sure what the question is asking. Question is asking correct statement or incorrect statement. We maximum time confuse in these terms. The question is asking for true or false. The question is asking for included or excluded. So do make sure that if these types of questions are asked, then you have to make sure that these terms you have read very carefully. Okay. So what is the usually excluded for KYC updation exercise? Is it overdraft? Is it cash credit? Is it home loan? Is it credit cards? Sakshi, these are the type of revision classes for your AML KYC certification. As you know, the syllabus is very vast and we are just discussing in the short, okay, which are the important topics. We are discussing only those. So apart from that, you have to read the whole concept of this particular certification exam. Okay. Now, what will be the right answer? Sakshi is saying A, Hemant is saying D. No, both are wrong. Right answer will be your home loan. Home loan is usually excluded from KYC updation exercise. Right answer will be your C, home loan. Next. What is the time frame stipulated by RBI for updation of KYC data in respect of high risk customer? So what is the periodic updation duration for the high risk customer? Is it 5 years, it is 3 years, is it 2 years, or is it none of the above? What will be the right option? A, B, C or D? 5, 3, 2 or none of the above? We are talking about the high risk customer, okay? Hemant is saying third is C, Sakshi is also saying C, very good. It is 2 years. For high risk customer, it is 2 years. Next, the periodicity of KYC updation should not be less than once in dash for low risk customer. Now we are talking about the low risk customer. Once, at least once in how many years? 5 years, 3 years, 2 years, 10 years. The question is about your low risk customer. What will be the right answer? A, B, C or D for the fourth question? Periodicity of KYC updation should not be less than once in dash for low risk customer. Hemant is saying D. Okay, what about rest? The right answer will be very good, D, that is 10 years. So at least once in 10 years, the periodic updation of KYC will be done for low risk customer. Next is in the process of customer identification data should be updated dash in 5 years in case of low risk customer and dash in case of medium and high risk customer. Now what will be the answer for this question? in the process of customer identification, the customer identification data should be updated dash once or twice, you have to answer, in 5 years in case of low risk customer and dash in case of medium and high risk customer. Hemant is saying C, that is once and 2 year. Okay. What about rest? Sakshi is also saying C. That is once and 2 years. Very good. So right answer will be your C, that in the process of customer identification data should be updated once in 5 years in case of low risk customer and 2 years in case of medium and high risk customer category. Very good. So let me know out of 5 how many questions answers you have given right. Now one information for all of you, that on Adda 24/7 application we have a certain batch for all of you for the JIB preparation. If you are already preparing for JIB exam, if you have filled the form, then these are the batches which will be very helpful for your preparation. Now these are the case study batches in which 600 case study will be there for all the 3 subjects of JIB. For PPB there will be 200 case study, then AFB there will be 200 case study, then LRB there will be 200 case study, and these batches are starting from 30th of May, right? And this selection batch, which is a crash course batch for your JIB June exam, it already started from 20th of May. Okay, it already started from 20th of May. So to enroll in these batches, what you can do, you can go to the Adda 24/7 application and you can go to the JIB CIB section and use a code that is Y496 and you will get 78% discount on Adda 24/7 application. Okay. Apart from that, we also have a JIB CIB Mahapack, and that Mahapack you will get all the live classes running on Officers Adda 24/7 and your ebooks and your mock test for the 6 months and 12 months validity. Okay, so enroll in any product, in any batch, you have to visit the Adda 24/7 application and then you can use a code for the maximum discount, that is Y496. So last, very good Hemant and Shakshi, very good score. So first of all, if you are new to the channel, do subscribe the channel Officers Adda 24/7 and press the bell icon so that upcoming sessions notification will be given to you. And if you like the session, then do press the like button and share with your friends and colleagues who are also preparing for AML KYC certificate and course. Okay, so thank you all for joining.